Did you know the oldest fossils of Homo sapiens were found in Africa, dating back 315,000 years? That's in Jebel Irhoud, Morocco. Think about that. Human history begins in Africa. Not just some small part of it. All of it. So, what you were never taught about African history. It's time to rewrite the textbooks. Let's go back. Way back. Around 3100 BC, the early dynastic period of ancient Egypt began. The unification of Upper and Lower Egypt. Nama is the name history gives to the ruler who did it. Then came the pyramids. The Great Pyramid of Khufu. Built around 2580 BC. Egypt wasn't some isolated kingdom. It interacted with Nubia, with the Levant, with the entire Mediterranean world. And south of Egypt, the Kingdom of Kush. With capitals like Napata and Meroe. They weren't just neighbors. They were rulers. Around 744 BC, Kushite rulers controlled Egypt during the 25th dynasty. Meroe became a major center of ironworking and trade. Don't forget Carthage. Founded by the Phoenicians in present-day Tunisia around 814 BC. It was a major power, challenging Rome, until its destruction in 146 BC after the Third Punic War. But ancient Africa wasn't just Egypt and Carthage. The kingdom of Aksum rose in present-day Ethiopia and Eritrea around the 1st century CE, linking Africa with Arabia, India, and the Mediterranean. King Izona adopted Christianity in the 4th century CE. One of the oldest Christian kingdoms anywhere. Then, the Swahili coast. From the 8th century CE, city-states like Kilwa, Mombasa, and Zanzibar thrived through Indian Ocean commerce. Gold, ivory, ceramics, enslaved people. West Africa. The Ghana Empire. From the 6th to 13th centuries. Controlling trans-Saharan trade in gold and salt. The Mali Empire rose in the 13th century under Sundiata Keita. Mansa Musa. Ruler from 1312 to 1337. His pilgrimage to Mecca in 1324. A display of wealth that became legendary. Timbuktu and Jen. Centers of learning and trade. The Songhai Empire dominated West Africa after Mali. Sunni Ali. Askia Muhammad I, reaching its height in the 15th and 16th centuries. But defeated by a Moroccan invasion in 1591 at the Battle of Tondebai. Islam spread into North Africa in the 7th century. Then into West Africa via trade and scholarship. Timbuktu. A major center of Islamic learning from the 14th to 16th centuries. Not just mosques. Libraries. Manuscript traditions. Law, theology, astronomy, mathematics. African scholarship. Substantial. Underrepresented. Then came the Atlantic slave trade. Intensifying from the 16th century. Around 12.5 million Africans were embarked on slave ships. About 10.7 million survived the Middle Passage. Forced into the Americas. Devastating consequences for African societies. Demographic. Political. Social. European colonization. Accelerating in the late 19th century. The Berlin Conference of 1884-1885. European powers partitioned almost the entire continent. Ethiopia and Liberia. Often cited as the main states not formally colonized. But colonization brought extraction. Cash crop economies. Forced labor. Border changes. Political restructuring. But decolonization came. From the 1950s through the 1970s. Ghana in 1957. Nigeria in 1960. Algeria in 1962. Kenya in 1963. Angola and Mozambique in 1975. Zimbabwe in 1980. Namibia in 1990. South Africa. Majority rule transition in 1994. Why was this history buried? Who benefited? Colonial powers. Enslavers. Those who profited from a false narrative of African inferiority. They needed to justify their actions. Exploitation. Oppression. But the truth is out there. Great Zimbabwe. Flourishing between the 11th and 15th centuries. A major political and economic center. European colonists refused to believe Africans built it, falsely attributing it to outsiders. The manuscript of Timbuktu. Preserving works on law, astronomy, medicine, grammar, history, and theology. Proving that intellectual life in Africa wasn't limited to oral tradition. East African ports trading with Arabia, Persia, India, and China. Swahili city-states. Cosmopolitan. Deeply connected to maritime commerce. Christianity in Africa. Very old. Reaching Alexandria in the 1st century CE. The Coptic Church. Ethiopian Christianity. Among the oldest continuous Christian traditions. Ethiopia. Maintaining a long imperial and Christian tradition. Defeating Italy at the Battle of Odwa in 1896. A rare African victory over a European colonial army. See, African history is world history. It's not some separate, isolated thing. It's central to everything. From human origins to global trade. From ancient civilizations to modern struggles for liberation. It's time to reclaim this history. To challenge the myths. To recognize Africa's true place in the story of humanity. So, start asking yourself, what else were we never told?